doing the best we can. I fear she's grown much too strong, Your Highness.
Ladies, please.
Oh, quiet down, Your Highness. You're only exciting her. She's broken the straps. She's free. There's no more we can do. All together now, ladies.
Goodness me, what have you done?
Your Highness, your wife has departed this world, and she has left you a daughter.
New Element presents Not So Berry Fairy Tale.
Princess.
There once was a lovely young lady named Princess. Quite the interesting name, yes? Well, Princess was in fact a princess. It's true. And naturally, everyone referred to her as Princess. A little redundant, yes? Well, Princess preferred it that way. She felt the title was just as, if not more important, than her royal name that followed it. That pretty much describes Princess's way of life. Waited on hand and foot by a host of royal personnel, everything she could imagine given to her by her chubby stump of a kingly father, King Daddy. Well, his name used to be Rupert, but Princess insisted that he change his name. Now, although Princess was spoiled and corrupt and ill-mannered, the boys of the kingdom found her beauty quite perplexing. Every lad wanted the chance to make a good impression on Princess, for soon she was to choose a prince. So began the race for the hand of Princess. The first to fall by her hand was a young chap that chopped firewood for those too old or too frail to do it themselves. He thought for sure his generous service to the elder folk of the kingdom would be smiled on in the eyes of Princess.
"Greetings, my lady,"
he smiled.
"I ask your permission to court thee."
He smiled again, genuinely. Princess rolled her stunningly piercing eyes.
Peasant swine of the forest, your back breaks with the toil of the field. Your hands rough as the hide of a boar. Your smile is hideous, your odor heinous, and your hair parted like a donkey's. Be gone from my sight.
Head of the royal guard, old Orville was as big as an ox and looked like one too. Princess had recently begged King Daddy to pass a law that declared any man that crossed her path unfitting of courting her would be beheaded. So Orville was her personal royal servant, bodyguard, and executioner.
"Please, sir, please have mercy."
Many boys met their fate by crossing the path of Princess. Some lost their nerve right before her and turned to run. The last things heard, Orville's footsteps in pursuit and the swing of his mighty axe. In a neighbouring wood, a brood of witches gathered around a cauldron while a mountain troll stood guard. They were old granny-ish hunchback witches with hairy warts and glass eyes and black cats. The witches had taken notice of the happenings in town and of Princess's uncouth behaviour and decided they should do something about it. That little princess's crown was crooked, and the witches planned to set it straight. One day, a young handsome man with piercing eyes showed up to Princess's court.
What business do you have here, simpleton? Have you come to woo me?
The lad answered with a lovely pearly white smile. No. Princess narrowed her eyes at him.
Then what is your business here? Surely you can find peasant girls in the village to gawk at. If you aren't here to try your chances, then depart my presence.
The lad winked at her.
"I'm here to see if you are worthy of me."
Princess gritted her teeth.
Pardon me? Surely you are here to court me, and you are doing miserably. Do you realize if you fail this test, you will be without your head?
Like I said, fair lady, I am not here to be tested. I'm here to test you. And thus far, it is you who's failing miserably. Calm yourself, servant, spoke the man to Orville as his steps thundered up the corridor. I am not courting, milady, therefore I am not bound by your foolish law.
What's your name?
It isn't of any importance, but perhaps we can discuss that over dinner. Princess's eyes fluttered. This boy seemed to be a bit different from the rest. Perhaps at dinner she would be able to investigate this character further. After a dinner of meats and cakes and all unimaginable delicacies, the young man actually helped Orville clean the table and bid him good night. The young man locked the doors behind him. So, Princess, what a tasty meal. Perhaps we should take a walk.
How can you expect to take a walk when you have locked us in? So, what exactly is your business here?
My business, my lovely princess, is to feed you your crown. The boy's eyes flickered, and then he was up in the air. As he flew towards her, Princess gasped in horror as the boy's body elongated into a vile, hideous abomination.
Now I think it's time for a tasty dessert.
Before she could scream, he was on her, ripping, thrashing, biting, tearing. Orville burst into the room with his mighty axe and couldn't believe his eyes. Two beastly trolls were at each other's throats, and it seemed that the princess's clothes had been torn to shreds. Orville saw his chance and took both their heads. King Daddy ran in and erupted into tears.
Dear me, oh my! What has become of my beautiful princess daughter?
The witches stepped out of the shadows.
Dear Rupert, your wife was a loving, caring woman. Our magic is strong, but you know what eventually happens. They begin to revert back to their old ways. But Princess started a little early. We had to step in. I'm sure you understand.
Rupert put his head in his hands.
You took my wife while she was with child, and now my daughter. I paid you in gold.
Dear Rupert, a fresh coat of paint does not a new house make. Just like zebras and stripes, and leopards and spots. Now what have we learned?
Never fall in love with the trolls.